We spend a lot of our lives on television, but earlier this year, you may have caught a West Michigan woman in the national spotlight cooking on the Today Show.
This is big stuff.
Yeah.
Liz Delacaros won the Home Chef Challenge and got to fly to New York City, and she's here with us today.
Good morning.
Congratulations. We were all rooting for you along the way, and finally, they revealed that you had won the challenge. Take us through that whole process.
Let's start at the beginning. How did all this come about?
Sure. I entered the contest online through the Today Food Facebook page, actually. I submitted a recipe that I had already created for my blog, Liz's Lemon Bowl, and just figured, why not give it a shot? It's a great recipe that everyone loves. And I found out a couple weeks later I'd be one of the finalists and America would vote. And a week of voting went by, and I was very nervous and excited, but our recipe got the most votes. So.
Wow.
Okay, so you're from East Grand Rapids.
Yes.
You're a mother of a 5-month-old, but
Yes.
you are busy cooking, and it's catching national attention.
Absolutely. I don't think having a kid should be an excuse to never cook at home again or to let your, healthy diet slide. So why not just, take the time. You don't have to do everything at once. Use easy recipes that can be done at your schedule. There's no rush. There's no timeline. Do it when you can and,
So are you a professional chef, or,
No.
what's your thing?
I have a hospitality degree from Boston University, so I've always been in the hotel, hospitality, food, and restaurant world. But I just love to cook. I grew up, my we're all foodies, so I come from a long line of amazing cooks.
So here's a couple of pictures of you on the Today
All right,
Show.
tell us about that. What was it like?
It was so great to meet Savannah Guthrie in person. She's so sweet. And it was just so much fun to be at the Today Show set. I grew up watching the show my whole life, and it was really just a dream come true.
Okay, so tell us about your point of view as a cook/chef, because
Sure.
it really is pretty interesting, and I love the idea that really being healthy in your food preparation is a cornerstone.
Absolutely. I love cooking with fresh ingredients and just really making it healthy by using what you can find at your farmer's market, what might be in season, and using real quality ingredients. Lemon, olive oil, and garlic are really the key to most of the items that I make.
Mediterranean, right?
Absolutely. My family is Middle Eastern, so we love cooking with plenty of lemon and garlic, and it's great. The Mediterranean diet is a diet people recommend all over the world for healthy living, and I'm just very lucky. I kind of grew up eating that type of diet, and it's a really delicious way to eat.
It smells wonderful.
It does. Okay, so I'm thinking, Liz, you're talking about it. Let's look at this.
Absolutely.
Is this the winning recipe?
This is. So my pesto chicken with Swiss chard, it was just something I came up with in the summer. You can get tons of basil at the market for very little money, and I just bought a ton of it, and you can't really eat it fresh fast enough, so I make a ton of pesto, and I actually freeze it.
So how easy is it to make pesto? That's something I love to eat.
I do too,
It's
but I
very
don't make it.
expensive to buy. The quality
It is expensive
stuff.
to buy, and it's definitely a bit of a rip-off in the grocery store.
Okay.
So we need to just buy it from you direct.
Absolutely.
Or make it.
Make it. If you have a food processor or blender, that's really all you need to make sure that everything's really finely blended
What goes
together.
into pesto?
Pesto is pretty much, and granted it does vary, but I used basil, toasted pine nuts, Parmesan cheese, fresh garlic, and my pesto is a little bit different. I add some lemon zest as
Because
well as
that's your
lemon
thing.
juice.
That's your thing.
No surprise there.
Fantastic. Now, do you get the pine nuts also at the farmer's market?
I get them in bulk at Costco because it's they're extremely expensive
Yes.
as
And
well.
they're my favorite.
And if you
Wonderful.
freeze them or refrigerate them, they stay for quite a long time.
Okay, so what are we doing here? So we
Okay.
have some basic noodle.
These are some whole wheat noodles, which just gives your family a little extra protein and fiber. And then this is some pesto, and then a little bit, you can add a little bit of extra reserve cooking water from the pasta to create more of a sauce.
Okay.
And then you add in some wilted Swiss chard, which we've got here.
Now, that looks a lot like spinach.
Absolutely. And if you have spinach on hand, use spinach by all means.
How are you wilting that?
You pretty much put it in the pan where you've sauteed some chicken breast. You remove the chicken breast, add in any leafy greens that you like. A little bit of the cooking water from the pasta, put a lid on it, 2 minutes, and it's done. The key to greens, don't overcook them.
I was just asking you about that because the only way I ever serve spinach to my family is in a salad because I'm nervous about not cooking it properly. You say
Absolutely.
only a couple minutes?
Do you have a
couple
rule of
minutes.
thumb when you look at it?
When it turns bright green, it's done. Same thing, broccoli, asparagus. The minute it becomes vibrant, take that out. The more you cook it, the more you're going to lose the nutrients, and that's really the reason we're eating these delicious green items.
So no more lifting the lid and poking with a fork and thinking I know what's going on.
And again, you can always keep cooking it. You can't take back the time as well.
Exactly.
So you've added in some chicken here.
Absolutely, some chicken breasts, and you just pretty much mix this well to combine. You could always add more or less pesto, depending, more or less greens. You could add really anything you want to this. If you wanted to saute roasted red peppers, whatever you like.
Your favorite
I was going to
finishing
say
touch.
a little bit of Parmesan cheese, and these graters are great as well for anything from lemon zest, ginger, Parmesan cheese. It's a good way.
Garlic, if you get it by the clove.
Absolutely, and then you don't have to dirty a cutting board and make a huge mess, and you can just use as much as you need. So
That is wonderful.
it's really delicious. I hope you will take a bite.
All right, what did they think on the Today Show?
We have
Did they
the
love
prepared
it?
over
They
here.
did. Savannah was so sweet. She took a bite, and actually after the show, I got a few Twitter comments. Natalie Morales ended up making it for dinner that night.
Don't you love
It
that?
was so fun.
So tell us about your blog, because
Yeah.
this is one example of a recipe that you'll have on your blog, which you update a few times a week.
Yeah, absolutely. I just pretty much let whatever I find at the market that week or grocery store inspire what I make for my family. I like to make different items. I don't typically make the same 3 things every week. There's really no Taco Tuesday in my house. I just like to create new things.
You mix it up every day.
This is just delicious, and I can tell you, Brandon and I are both busy, on-the-go
Yeah.
moms. We like to feed our families things that are healthy, nutritious,
Yes.
and inexpensive.
Absolutely.
And it sounds like your philosophy is buy things that are on sale and won't go to waste.
Absolutely, and this makes a fabulous lunch the next day.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
Yeah.
if you're going to work, instead of going out to eat for lunch, save money that way. I love to cook once and eat several times throughout the week. You could also freeze this dish. I mean, I have a 5-month-old, so anything to make life easier without sacrificing good, healthy food that's tasty and delicious is pretty much what I'm all about.
Well,
So.
fantastic.
This
Well,
is delicious. Your best memory of the Today Show is?
I would say seeing Hoda behind the scenes, and when she saw my son, and he has a lot of thick black hair, and she just got really excited about it. It was just so fun to see her. She's so funny and sarcastic, just like she is on the show.
So that's who she really
They are
is.
truly, same thing with Al Roker, very personable, very sarcastic. I said, this isn't just for TV, is it? And they said, no, this is really how.
That's who they are.
who
They're on
we
TV
are.
many hours every day and every week, so they kind of
They
are
are
who they are.
family.
Well,
Yeah.
Liz, we thank you so much, and you're definitely going to make my mealtime
Great.
a lot easier. I'm looking to spice it up in my family.
Yeah, I think add some lemon zest.
Absolutely.
That's a great key. Thanks, Liz.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.